On this week's Message Monday, we have a ton of gear, and I tell you guys all about the game up in Syracuse. What's going on, Throne Army? We have the Message Monday for February 25th, 2013, and we have so much to go over. We have my spring season starting. We have the game up in Syracuse. We have 2 weeks worth of gear to show you guys. We have a giveaway. We have a secret box from Cascade, and questions galore. So getting right into it, we started our ULAX, our early spring season. We're playing up on, I believe, 28th and 10th Ave in Manhattan. It is our second week. Our first week, it was kind of crazy. It was like 15 degrees out and it was windy. And we have like removable creases because it's more of a soccer field that we kind of adapt to being a lacrosse field. And so the creases were blowing around everywhere, so they just took the creases out. So there was no creases, and the nets were blowing around too. We lost 4-2, and I had 2 goals that weren't counted because of being in the imaginary crease that doesn't exist. And it was just rough, especially coming from the box game, first time on the field from over the winter. The crease is a little bit bigger, and so I really wasn't used to it, and I was, you know, pump faking and scoring. I got 2 of them coming across right side crease, and they both got called back, which kind of sucks. So we lost 4-2, but it was just awesome to get outside and see all the guys I haven't seen since the end of last season. And then this past week, we were lucky enough to have Connor Wilson come out with us and play. It's always a good time when he gets out there. He always throws 2 or 3 in. And so he was playing left side, I was playing right side attack, and we had a lot of fun together, cross-cutting and you know, high-fiving and whatnot. And we ended up winning. We had a pretty healthy victory. Towards the second half, we switched goalies and a few other things, and the other team started coming back. And then we kind of bared down and escaped with the win. It was a lot of fun. It was awesome being out there. I got to play against Chris. He stuck around. I think he played all 3 games this weekend. And so it was fun D'ing up on him. We were going for a clear. And even though I was playing attack and he was playing midi, I just got on him and I was cross-checking him, giving him a hard time even before the whistle. But it was definitely an awesome week, and I'm really excited. We have like 5 or 6 more games. Oh, and the other big thing is Mac, our cameraman, you've seen him in a few videos, is now officially back playing with us, which is really awesome. He's actually on my team, and he took his first shot and his first goal last week, so it was really cool. I don't understand how you can be 6'4", standing on the crease and nobody covers you. I kind of wish I got that a few times. But, yeah, just caught it. Threw it right in. He was complaining it wasn't his best shot, but I say no one remembers the goal. All they remember is how many points they scored. So it was definitely an awesome weekend of lacrosse. And probably the biggest piece of news and what you guys are most excited for is the game up in Syracuse. Sorry for the lack of videos. I was trying to make it up on Instagram and other things like that, but we had so much to do to prepare for the trip up there. Not only did we pick guys up, arrange hotels, do all that stuff, but also get all the camera gear ready, all of our gear ready. It was a lot of work. Definitely paid off. I had probably one of the greatest experiences of my life going up there and playing. It was an unbelievable time. It far exceeded what I was expecting to have anyway. I thought it'd be a little bit more hectic, but it was very easy once we got up there. Had a lot of fun. I don't remember not smiling the whole time. But I can give you a little rundown. We drove up a little caravan, 2-car caravan, 3 guys each. We had me, Mac, and Scott in one car, and then the other car was Chris, our buddy George that coaches at Bronxville and also is a salt shaker, and then our buddy Billy, who plays for Lax All-Stars occasionally. He came in from Ohio. He's going to OSU. Came in to hang out with us, and he also writes for Lax All-Stars. And so it was really cool. We had a really good group of guys. Drove up there, checked in the hotel, kind of rested for a bit, and then went over to the arena and got to shoot around, and it was unbelievable walking on that field. I threw up a photo up on Instagram, just like standing on the carpet, and just it was so cool. Great facilities, really nice people. Couldn't ask for anything else. At 5:30, we did a little run through, and then started getting ready for the game. Started talking about kind of the game plan, and then went out there for warm-ups, and then did an introduction, played the game, and after the game I was able to meet a bunch of fans that came out, so thank you all you guys that came out. It was really cool. And probably one of the coolest fans I got to meet was my buddy Spencer, who buys a lot of our crazy LE meshes and strings them up amazingly. And we actually gave him a GoPro for the game, for the video I'm working on. So actually, one of our fans actually has a camera that's going to be featured in the Syracuse video that I'm working on tirelessly now. So that was really cool. So we got to talk to him, and he also gave me something I can show you in a bit. Was just really amazing meeting all you guys and meeting a lot of native players and pro players, and was an awesome time. And also Jacques was there again, the guy that makes the crazy handmade wooden sticks. So we got to talk to him again. just a really, really special time. I put up 2 assists, I believe. Scott had a goal, an assist, and a good hit. Well, I didn't even tell you guys the score. We lost 19-8. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. They have some serious talent, and we had a lot of people that didn't play box before, and so kind of a big learning curve for us, but we stood in there, took some hits, gave some hits. It was an amazing game. I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was a lot of fun. I'm kind of still sore today. The kidneys are a little bit bruised up from cross checks. I ended up carrying the ball a lot. We were in the defensive zone a lot because they had a really, really potent offense. And so our defense was just like fried, and some of our offense was like, let me get back there and get some ball time. So it was definitely awesome. Really had an amazing time, and that's about it. The video we're putting together should be released. Actually, I don't know when it's going to be released. I got so many things I have to release, but it's almost done. It's about 80% there, and then that's about it. Going to go up. Awesome. And then also Connor Wilson, who organized this whole thing through Lax All-Star, says it's not going to be the last one. So that makes me exciting. I'd love to do it again. I'd love to go up there and play again or play somewhere else. It was just an amazing weekend with a lot of friends and got to play some awesome lacrosse and just hang out. It was awesome. The other big thing we did up in Syracuse is to meet with Cascade. They kind of said a thing out to us that they would love to have us over and give us a tour of their offices and our offices/production, because it's all made in upstate New York, which is so cool. And that was it. They called us, we went, had a great time. We got to meet with Ryan and Joe and a few other guys, and they gave us a full tour of the facility. We got to see how they test helmets. It was absolutely crazy what they go through to make sure that they're up to the standards. We got to go to like the vault of Cascade. You might have seen some photos on Instagram of that, of they had like every amazing helmet you've seen them put out. They had one there in boxes that we got to go through. We got to see all the LXM helmets from this year, some throwback MLL helmets, Team USA helmets, Iroquois U19 helmet, some of the coolest helmets you've ever seen in your life. We got to see all of them in like a 15 by 15 room, and it was really special. And our buddy Ryan really gave us an awesome trip around, and it was really, really amazing. It was awesome spending time with a company that, you know, I grew up wearing and respecting and still respecting to this day, and them really, you know, show us that they like what we do and they want to share what they do with us. So it was definitely a special time. The coolest part of the whole Cascade trip was I was given this box by Ryan when we were leaving. It's got a little surprise in it that you guys will see soon. But yeah, I just have to tease you guys. Pretty sweet box. I threw it up on Instagram, and all of you guys were trying to guess what's in it. It also has some freebies in here for you guys that we might be doing for this Flow Friday. We have a few companies that sent us stuff to give stuff away. But Cascade, I really loved what they did, and I had an amazing time up there. So I'm really excited to do some future projects with them. We got some cool ideas in mind. Now let's get right into the gear. It has a lot. We got picked up a lot while I was up there, and also just got a lot of cool stuff. The first was something really special. I showed it, another thing on Instagram. I threw up a pair of shoes that my girlfriend got me that are all black and yellow, that are just awesome, some Pumas. And so I got those. And then the other big thing I got from her for Valentine's Day was an awesome book by Donald Fisher, Lacrosse, History of the Game. I've heard a lot about this book, and that it's the best historical book on lacrosse, or the most modern that is like kind of politically correct. Some of them get a little bit hairy, but Connor Wilson saw it in here when we were hanging out last week when we did the Flow Friday video, and he says it's amazing. So if you guys are ever interested in the history of lacrosse or just want to know more about it, this is the book to get, and it's a good read. It also has some really awesome, I'm probably sounding really stupid right now because I'm like, it has awesome images and it's a giant book, but there's some really cool early images of lacrosse that are just really, really sweet. So definitely check it out if you guys are interested in the history of the game. We have a lot of cool stuff, but probably the coolest thing is I just got this morning. Chris gave me a call on his way to work today. He was stopping to pick up balls so we can do a video, and yeah, and he was like, sent me a photo of these bad boys and said that they were $23. So I got a pair of MD4s, all white, 13-inch Warriors, Mac Daddy 4s. Brand new, pretty much. Only thing is they don't have the lace in them right here, but who cares? I take that out anyway. Brand stinking new, $23. And I need some new gloves anyway, so I thought that was pretty sweet. So yeah, and I don't know, I'm planning to get some custom thrown ones soon, but it's always good to have an extra pair in the bag in case I go to a game and somebody needs one. Like last week, someone needed a helmet. I normally have 2 helmets and I didn't, so I felt really bad. But yeah, 23 bucks. The next piece of gear that I got is something I definitely needed, and I'm really glad that I had them, and I'm really happy with them, and it's the new Under Armour kidney pads. Great for box. I was debating between these and just the Gate ones that everyone wears. I really like the hard plastic ones as opposed to the other ones. But yeah, these are the new Under Armour ones. They're pretty sweet. They're extremely lightweight. They have this simple like joint system in them. I kind of like the Stormtrooper look to it with the white with just a little bit of black. And then the inside, it's actually lined. You know, has a little bit of a moisture wicking liner to it compared to the Gate ones that are just like hard foam plastic around them. They do the same job. These are a little bit thinner, a little bit more mobile, and just fit me better. So these are the ones I went with, and they're only like $40, which I think is just crazy. So I just picked those up. Really happy to have them. On Sunday, I actually wore them again because my sides were kind of a little bit bruised up. They still are, and I was kind of afraid of really getting hit there with a helmet or something and doing some serious damage. And I was pretty happy wearing them on the field. I didn't even notice them at all. I thought I would really notice them on the field game, but didn't at all, and I really am happy with them. The next is some awesome gear we got from Chris's friend Jesse out in Colorado. He sent some heads in for Chris to do as a favor, and so he sent some stuff in with it as well, and I really want to show because it was some really cool stuff. So he went to Colorado Mesa, and so he sent us some Adrenaline socks that are team socks for them, and one says Colorado, which is pretty sweet. It's got the colors. It's got the little like Y guy with the stick, and then here's the other one that says Mesa, so that's pretty cool. Chris wanted me to show those. And then another really cool thing we got was their game shorts by Pro Athletics, so they're called the Mavericks. So there it is. He's number 26. You can see these have been washed a lot. The liner shrunk in them, but I like that. It gives it a little bit of style to it. And probably the coolest thing is the whole back is like snake print. Very subtle, but definitely a really cool colorway. So really awesome. But probably the coolest thing in this whole thing was this, which is a Team Smart Link jersey. If you guys don't know, number 21. On the back. If you don't know what this team is, this is one of like the top elite men's tournament teams. It was started by Brandon Kelly, who is the owner of the Bayhawks and also a former coach of theirs. And it features a lot of the top Bayhawks guys on the team. They normally win it when they play. A lot of top players have played for them, so it's really cool to see one of those. This was kind of a thing where kind of have to be on the team to get it. I've never seen one in real life, so that's pretty sweet, or able to get one. But some of the people that play on there are like Kyle Dixon, Ben Rubior, and Spencer Ford, some just top MLO guys. They dominate. They go to the Hawaii Invitational a lot and do a lot of cool stuff over there. Another thing I needed to grab for the game up in Syracuse was a good pair of indoor shoes, and I went with the Nike Hyperdunks. Absolutely love these things. So they're completely murdered out. Most of them you see have a little bit of silver in here or back here, but I want it all black. It adds a lot of texture to it with the wire system. I always forget the name of it, but I love them. Offers you a really good support, but a good flex in the back and the front. Extremely light, good flex to them, and just I felt really sure of my feet. I really didn't get knocked down at all. And it was awesome. Normally I get knocked down once or twice a game just from like, you know, really being at an extreme angle and my foot slips out, but that really didn't have any problems with that. They really served me well, and I just absolutely love the way they look. Threw some Gymalax athletical laces in here just to give a little bit more of a throne themed. Absolutely love them. Next, we have all the heads I picked up in the past 2 weeks. The first one was really awesome. My buddy Spencer, who I talked about, I gave a GoPro to up at Syracuse, said he had this laying around. He wanted me to add it to the OG collection. So here is a Warrior Revo Pro. I just got the Evo, and now we have the Revo. Really awesome, really good addition. It's crazy seeing these sticks, how pinched they really were. And you can see why maybe the rules needed to be changed a little bit. Like, you can't even get a ball through there after just a little bit of use. But we're going to get it all cleaned up and thrown up on the shelf back there. It's just really cool having another piece of the puzzle to having all the OG heads. So thanks a lot, buddy. Really appreciate it. Next, I got a head from my buddy Billy. I guess his brother's playing in college, and they gave him this head for face-offs, and he really didn't like it, so he had it laying around and had no use for it. And Billy knew I love the blade, and I also like X6 heads, so he threw me this Blade Pro and an X6. It's pretty aggressive. I'm going to string it up and see what I think of it. Right now, it looks kind of silly. It's very pointed, but I have a feeling if I get used to it, I'd really like it, because I really like the X6 and I also like the Blade Pro. So if I'm able to put them together, it might make it actually a really cool stick. It's got a nice long face to it. So we'll see what happens. So look forward to that if I have time to string up a stick. Not 100% sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm excited. It's definitely a cool head that I haven't really seen many people use, And actually, I've seen people use it in college this year, especially at facing off. I've seen a few LSM guys with it because it's pretty stiff. But we'll see. Cool head nonetheless. I'm excited to see what I do with it. And then the final head I have to show you guys is definitely the coolest one out of the 3. And I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with it. It's almost too cool that I'm kind of conflicted. So here is a Maverick Spider 17 that was given to me by the guys over at Maverick, and it was signed by Billy Bitter, which I think is so cool. Really special. Not sure what we're going to do with it yet, but it's cool. I've kind of just had it laying around trying to brainstorm an idea and haven't come up with one yet. I think we're just stringing it up. Might just keep it. Might do something cooler with it with Maverick. Haven't decided yet, but definitely cool to have a Spider signed by him. And our final gear before the big giveaway is some Lax All-Stars gear. They had a sale last week I threw up on Twitter. They're 2-for-1 deal for the hats we all wear that we really love, the LAS like beanie hat. We literally all have them. I made Mac get a red one because we already have like 4 guys with gray ones and we keep getting them mixed up. But I placed an order with them and they threw in a bunch of free stuff. They threw in some extra hats and also these awesome socks that are black and gray, and then the red, white, and blue. So it looks like we're going to be having another giveaway soon featuring these. So I just want to say thank you guys again over at LAS. You guys are awesome. Really love the products. Haven't tried the socks out yet, but they look really nice, and I've heard only good things about them as I know a lot of people that wear LAS gear, but these things are awesome. Chris got one, and I fell in love with it, so I kind of stole the idea, and I got one, and then everybody got one. So if you guys are looking for a winter hat, these ones are really cool, really subtle, little, they're LAS, we call this the Connor pose with the little stars on it. Amazing quality. Mine's a little bit broken in, which I like even more about it, but they're awesome, and they're cheap. They're like 15 bucks. So if you guys are looking for a winter hat, definitely go check those over at the LAS online store. And then finally, we have the winner for the Flow Friday featuring Connor Wilson and all the Lax All-Stars gear. Sorry this is a bit delayed. I tried my hardest to get all the videos out last week, but was just completely overwhelmed with everything we were doing. Again, I'm only one guy that's doing all this, so it's hard to get this quality up as frequently as I do, plus do things like go play an Exhibition Pro indoor game that was a giant dream of mine that I had to do. So as you guys saw last week, and Mac modeled this and he was quite ridiculous while modeling it, we have a Play Lax Grow the Game LAST, and then probably one of the coolest pair of shorts I've seen Lax All-Stars do is these awesome, I don't know what they're called, but they're sweet, got a bunch of stars on them, and the sides got stripes and stars, and these are Pro Athletics as well, you know, just they do unbelievable gear. And then up here it's got kind of the lime green Lax All-Stars with the little guy again. Some awesome gear, and they actually go together. Connor put this up to you guys, so if you see him, say thank you for the gear to do a Flow Friday. So he tried to coordinate it. I like the effort. And this was a lot of fun. So as you guys know, we shot this on the rooftop. We had a really good time hanging out up there. Quick story. We were working and Connor calls. He's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" I'm like, "Working. We work every day. We have a lot to do." And he was like, "Oh, all right." He's like, "Well, can I stop by?" And I'm like, "Well, what do you want to do?" And he's like, "I just want to hang out." And so I was like, "All right." So Connor hung out, and he strung that amazing pita pocket while he was here, and that crazy mint green Proton U that was up on their Instagram. I'm trying to get him to get that mint green Surgeon side tie to go with it, because it's just not all mint stick with that all yellow pita pocket would just be unbelievable. So he hung out, we were talking, chatting, showing stuff up. He also dropped off a pink Surgeon 10 you guys will see soon from me to string up to do a review of. And then we just went up on the roof and decided to shoot a Flow Friday and throw around a bit. And it's Brooklyn, so there's a lot of uneven roofs and there's a lot of water towers. And so we were throwing the ball off my roof over the alley to hit the water tower on the other building and then come back to us. And it was a really good time. We did it a few times, and then we lost the ball. It hit a bar and went flying another way. But only in Brooklyn can you do some fun stuff like that, I feel like. And now to our winner. So you guys had to go over to LAS and do a caption contest with some guys at Georgia Tech making crazy faces and a guy in the background. And this was awesome. It was a lot of fun reading your guys' stuff. A lot of creativity went into it. I had a hard time picking one, so I had a liaison with other people to really figure it out. But our winner is going to be Alex Kosser. And he said, "Dear Throne of Strings, please use caution when visiting Georgia Tech." And I just thought that was really funny. It was kind of very succinct to the point. It was just funny because these guys were being crazy, and there's a guy looking at him. I thought that was perfect. The other one was the Door Explorer, the one. I thought that was pretty funny. And somebody said, "Don't eat the throne mesh." a lot of stuff like that. So always love doing Flow Friday with you guys. We try to do them as frequently as we can, and also it's really fun incorporating other people into these videos, like the Brattons or Connor Wilson, and hopefully we'll be doing some more of those soon with other people. It's fun just making videos with other people and hanging out and doing some cool stuff. So Alex, if you could email me your email address to info@throneofstring.com, I will get your 2 awesome gifts shipped out to you right away. All right, I'm almost out of breath, so let's get to these questions. Our first one is from Robert Baggett, and he says, "Hey Joe, what's up? Chillin'. I was wondering if you could tell me if soft mesh is hard mesh is better for face-off sticks." Soft mesh. That's why we used our 20 mil thrown mesh for our face-off sticks, and guys love it. You really want a soft mesh so you're able to, you know, pound the pocket in, pinch and pop it, and then flip the ball out. If you have hard mesh, you're not going to be able to do that as easily. It's going to be hard to really get that fast break going or to really get some transition. So softer mesh is the way to go. A lot of guys like our 20 mil because it's weather-resistant soft mesh. You know, when you're grinding in there doing face-offs, it will wear down, and also the aspect of it is it's not weather resistant. So when you're literally sticking your stick in the ground and digging for a ball, soft mesh is going to wear out a lot quicker than, say, a wax mesh. And especially the guys like the 20 mil because it has the weather performances, but it's also really kind of game ready to go for face-offs right out of the package. Next question is from Matthew Bentley. He says, out of all the pockets you currently have available on your website, which would be best suited for box? #Message Monday. Box pockets are coming. I know I've said that a few times, but it takes a while to really get it ready to go. I don't want to, you know, make the video and release all this stuff and then have to tweak it later, especially because I'm still learning so much about box pockets and what you're able to do. So those are coming very soon, but the one that I think is the coolest so far is the Pioneer. I did an amazing 20 mil Pioneer in a Rabel, and the guy asked for to push up the pocket a little bit to make a mid, and it was a beast. So I would say probably the custom spec, where you could just say what you want, or a Pioneer with a little bit higher placement if that's what you're looking for, in 15 mil or 20 mil. That's definitely going to be the best setup. Next question is from Alex Azell, and he says, question for Message Monday. If I have a nylon down further on the top of my head, won't it click off the plastic? Really depends on the tension of the entire pocket, but yes and no. Normally no. I like nylons because it ensures the release before the top of the plastic. Some guys really like that. It's kind of weird. I don't really like that feeling, but that's why we use the nylon up top, because it really makes that the release point of the stick, and once it breaks in, it really focuses and makes the stick extremely accurate and quick. You can bump it down further. We kind of have the Jester that has that, and also the Outlaw. And a lot of tack guys like that because that just releases, it lowers the release of the stick to make it quicker, because it's not riding all the way out of the head, it's just riding to that nylon and snapping out. So as long as your tension's right in a pocket and you have the pocket defined the way you want it to be, dropping that nylon down should make the ball release out before it hits the plastic. There are some heads that have like a really forward cant to it where sometimes it's hard to do that, but normally that's kind of a good rule of thumb, is the lower, wherever that top nylon is where the ball is going to be released. Next question is from Alex Morris, and he says, what is your motivation to keep playing, and do you ever see yourself coaching teams? I just love the game of lacrosse. That's pretty much it. I don't really have any motivation. Every time I see a stick or when we string, I'm like, let's go play catch, because I love the act of playing the game, having a stick in my hands. I don't really know if that's motivation or more so just a love to play and to have a catch and be outside with friends. So that's kind of weird. I don't really have motivation. I've just always loved to do it. And if you love something, you don't really need motivation, I guess. It's definitely something that I'm happy to find and happy to be able to do every day. I do see myself coaching. I did it when I was younger, when I had more time. I coached hockey and lacrosse. Really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I first started doing it in hockey just to get extra ice time for shooting and practicing and skating. And I was asked if I wanted to coach 2 or 3 days a week, and I was like, sure, I'll take some squirts, I'll have a good time. And then same people play hockey and lacrosse in my town, and the lacrosse field where my youth team practices is literally 2 houses away. So I used to go up there and just help out. I would fix kids' sticks. It was a good time. I really don't have the time to do it, but I want to try and make the time. Hopefully in the next 5 to 10 years I'll be able to have that time. The other thing is I just got offered to come up and do a kind of a stringing clinic and help out up in the Bronx by my buddy, and so that's gonna be kind of my first stab at coaching again over in like 5 or 6 years. So I'm excited to do it. I always love helping out kids, and they make you smile a lot, and I really enjoy that. And I also love seeing, like, when I improve and I see an improvement in my game, I'm like, okay, good, I worked hard, now I got that improvement. But with them, when they improve their game, it's just like elation. They're just like, like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. And so it's really cool seeing that, and it only makes you feel that much better about being a part of it, and also really fostering kind of the next generation of lacrosse player, which I take pride in, and I think it's going to be really awesome to see the impact I can have with the next generation of kids. It's just an awesome place to be in this time of my life. Next question is from Alan Ray Gonzalez. He says, hashtag Message Monday, why can I only get a legit smooth release? I like that, legit smooth release, with white cotton shooters and not color ones? Gets me mad. It's all preference, but white is normally all cotton, and it's very soft because it hasn't been dyed, hasn't been heat treated. So when they stretch out, you're able to get a very smooth, like, feeling release where it just rolls off the shooter. And the other ones, the colored ones, are dyed. Sometimes they're cotton, and sometimes they're more of a poly, stretchy way to go about it. And so the difference, though, is those cotton ones, when they stretch out, they really won't stretch any further. But the cotton ones or the colored ones will always have a little spring in them because of heat treatment, or a different material was used to gain that color. So if you're really looking for a really smooth, consistent release that's kind of lower whip, white's the way to go. I prefer white on some pockets if I'm channeling it more, but if it's more of like my king pocket or something, I really like the colored ones because they have a little bit more snap to them. And if you're able to string a good pocket with the right mesh in it, you're able to get a lot more hold because they will actually stretch with the ball. But then when you come overhand, or you're dropping and you're pulling that hand through, they'll pull up and it will actually focus the ball more. So it's kind of all preference. It's using both, seeing which one adds to your game, but you definitely really need to kind of nail down your pocket and your head and then try both, because the pocket and the head will justify how they act differently. So a lot of people just go white because they don't want to deal with it, but some other guys like the color ones. They like the feel, the hold. So that's kind of the two sides to it. If you're really looking for a really smooth low whip release, and you're going to have any sort of channeled pocket, you're really going to need to go white. Our next question is from Kyle Renz. He says, hashtag Message Monday, do you ever think of playing goalie? Why or why not? I played goalie for one practice, and I don't think I'll ever do it again. I was not a nice kid, I guess, and I took a shot, and the kid started crying. We were like mites, and the kid started crying, and I said something to him, and my dad was the coach, and he got pissed at me for saying something to him. So next practice, I was in the goal, and my dad just took slap shots at me for the whole time. And it made me really respect that position. And because my uncle's a goalie, so I think my dad kind of saw that growing up and saw what they went through. And so I kind of changed that. And some of my closest friends are goalies. I've always got along with them very well and always really respected what they do, because I wouldn't do it. I would be like, I'm good, you go. I'm good, I got it, we're good, I'm good. We were playing box out on Oceanside in Long Island, and our buddy Nas, we needed a goal, and he was like, I'll get in there. Nas is a little out there, but I love the guy. And he just gets in there, and normally when you see a goalie, has like a little bit of form, and he had some form, but then as soon as that ball came in, he just like attacked it, and it was so awesome seeing him, because he would just go for wherever the ball was. He had no control over it, and it would go flying, and he'd like to look every time there was a shot, even if it hit him, he would still just turn around and look in the net. So that was awesome. I always really loved the guys that would just volunteer to play goalie. I don't think I have that chromosome or whatever is needed to kind of just risk everything, but yeah, I want to play goalie. Our next question is from James Brabazon. I don't know. That's a cool last name if I knew how to pronounce it. He says, hashtag Message Monday, how do you find flow? I like this. I was just kind of doing this with someone. I was like, man, that guy's got flow. And I think it's two parts. It's your game and then your style. Actually, 3 parts. So it's like your game, your style of playing, and that supplements that game, and then also the look of it. The look of it is very unnecessary, but normally it's kind of comes into the other two and kind of drives how you play. And I don't think it's always, you know, long hair and crazy socks and all that and a volt head or whatever you want to call it, kind of like with the stereotypical flow. I think it's more so someone that really has an image on the field and really plays in that image. Like if you look at like Berger, one of my favorite players, he's lethal from up top, and he gets in close and he runs through you, and then every time he just gets hit because he always just makes himself so vulnerable to get that goal. And then he gets that goal and he gets up and he's just like so elated. He goes from, you know, being very calm to explosive to dynamic to getting hit to immediately getting up. And I really like that. It really adds. He's very electric, has that personality, and his you know, his game style matches his personality. He's out there, doesn't really care too much people think, but also just has a great time doing it. And you can really see that in his game, and he takes those risks, and doesn't always pay off, but normally does because he's amazing. But it's awesome. Then like his actual style plays into it. You know, he wears a lot of different neon stuff. He wears a CPXR. Always has some crazy socks going on. So it just kind of plays into it, and I really like that about him. And then, you know, there's, you know, we always talk about Mike Powell and his style playing and kind of what he brings to the game, and how his creativity, both like physically of what he's wearing and how he's playing, it's just unmatched in terms of that. And, you know, that really plays into his mindset and how he plays. And that's something that always really attracted me to lacrosse. It's like, and especially lacrosse sticks, the individuality in it is amazing. And it's only personified from the person and their playing style. And that's what I really like. You know, if I'm going to attack him, I'm going to have a low pocket. I might have drop shooters. I'm going to have a little bit more of a pinched head. And, you know, I'm going to be vertical cradling, so there's not going to be extra mesh. And it's kind of all that. And then it also plays into your pads. Your pads are going to be a little bit bigger. You're going to be probably a little bit smaller of a guy normally. And, you know, you're going to be lethal and you're going to be elegant on the field. And it kind of plays into that and, like, more streamlined. So flow is really kind of... you know, it's your personality on the field, and that encompasses both your skills, the way you attack the field and approach yourself, your personality, and definitely the way you look is a part of it too. So that's kind of how I define flow. It's not really any right or wrong. It's more so unique personalities that I'm really attracted to. And our final question is from Ian Zafarakis. Those are some two crazy names for the last one. He says, will you be returning to Syracuse anytime soon, because I missed my chance to come and see you? #Message Monday. Yes. We are already planning a trip back up there to do some cool stuff with Cascade and just to see people and do some other stuff. Kind of secret. But yeah, we were going back up there. I loved it. It was awesome. And I love that weather. I love that climate. The best thing was Connor Wilson was hanging out with the Powells. And Connor's like, why is it always snowing here? And apparently Mike looks out the window. He's like, you mean winter? And it was just like, that wasn't snow. That was just winter air. And that's kind of the personality up there. They, you know, they are hard-nosed because of, you know, their climate, but then they're also extremely loving people, bring you in their homes, do awesome stuff for you, and a lot of respect. So definitely an awesome place to be, and we are already planning a trip back up there. I normally make a video saying where I'm going, so Ian, let me know. If you're going to be in town, well, I'll be up there next. We can throw around, do something cool. So that's everything, guys. That was Message Monday. I'm sorry for the hiatus. I hope this awesome one made up for it. We had an insane amount of gear, awesome giveaway, Syracuse update, start of the season, just unbelievable. Got a lot of cool stuff coming up. We have another goalie edition custom stringing going to be dropping soon this week, and then the Syracuse video is unreal. So look out for that. If you guys want your question answered next week's Message Monday, you can always send it to me on Twitter with the #Message Monday. That's everything, guys. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. Talk to you guys soon. Yeah. Have a good one. Around the edges, but it's still got that octagon shape to it. And then this one, the one that I just got, is definitely lighter, has thinner walls to it, and it's